My university hosted tryouts for a new Valorant roster, and I only had 4 games to prove why I should be their #1 choice. So for game number 1, when I was put on Jett for Ascent, I focused my first game on how I communicate. For the first round of this game, I need to make a good first impression. I think the best way to do so is to make an aggressive play with the help of my KO. I call the play and this happens.
Do you flash now?
Raymond.
Going market.
Oh, fuck. Although I went too fast and ended up giving the first blood, I still showed that I had a plan. Had I just swung out without talking and ended up dying like I did, it would have looked like your average ranked duelist. But simply through communicating my idea, it shows that I made a simple mistake on timing, not a bad play. The very next round, I make the call to go fight mid. It fails, but it gave us a cohesive plan and showed that I had a good idea of what I'm doing. As long as I'm verbalizing my thoughts, the observers will see the difference in a play going wrong versus just a poor decision. A good example of talking about my plan would be my communication around the weapons I am using.
I kind of want to try and get an op online. You're playing contacty both rounds. I'm out.
They're joining me out.
Nice, I'm with.
I have main.
There's 2 more men, 2 more
I'm
men.
dead.
1 more.
It's important that you also communicate what you see alongside how you plan on reacting.
I got smoked off bottom man. I'm gonna go leave and go to where today.
This is especially true in situations where there isn't any immediate gunfight happening. For example, in the very next round, when I see and break Killjoy's alarm bot and turret, it's only after I break them that I tell my team what I saw. This is because I was more focused on making sure I was ready to shoot the enemy if they decided to swing me. With that in mind, the goal is to eventually be able to call mid-fight without negatively affecting my aim. Coming into the second half of this tryout, it's tied at 6, and it's the pistol round. I make a very unexpected play to catch the Jett off guard, and I end up securing 1 more right before I die. With that in mind, the job's not finished. The round is still going on, and I am still playing. My role as the dead player is to call the plan for my team since they're all alive. It doesn't need to be some intricate strategy or amazing play. Sometimes it's saying something simple like, everyone go fight. It'll make your team play with the confidence needed.
Just death ball. Everyone fight. Everyone go fight him. Oh, you're crazy, bro.
After some great awareness that the enemy KO and Jett would push out on A, I get my 2 and we end up in a 4v1. Although I am dead, I remind my team that we bought 4 guns coming into this round. So it was important that we didn't just feed into the final player. Even dead, I am still making sure my team understands the current objective. And in this case, it was simply to stay alive.
Yeah, he
We
was
try not to lose any more guns. We're good here.
And I'm locked out.
I am trying out for the Duelist slot on this team, but that doesn't mean I can't make a call. In round 18, I tell my team that it's almost guaranteed that the Jett has an op, and I suggest that we just slam the B site to force him on a retake. I don't need to try and make calls every round or predict my enemy's every move, but when I get an idea, I vocalize it. This not only builds confidence and trust in what I say, but it also shows that I'm not just another mindless duelist running it down and fighting without care. And this applies for every single role in the game. Duelist just happens to be the most common for that type of player. To prove my point even further, in round 20, I make the call to counter my opponent's play of a deep flash, followed by an aggressive walk-up.
Yeah, I'm just gonna play kind of anti-flash, just pre-turned. If they're throwing flash, yeah, just check yours.
Be
Instant
careful for
counter.
like a mid-fight, the flash. You're right.
Do it.
Can we
Yeah.
walk up B main a little bit? I want
It's important to understand that communication does not cover for a lack of skill, but rather amplifies it. If you can hit your shots and make good plays while communicating the entire time, you will stand out as an all-around solid player, which in my opinion puts you in the top 10% of tryouts. This isn't going to guarantee a slot on any team, but the fundamentals are your foundation. And as obvious as it may seem, you must communicate what you see, what you're thinking. And you need to do so with some energy. None of this one-player gen. It sounds tired and unenthusiastic. You want to sound like this.
cat. If I heard it.
He's Jen.
Nice. Good call. Nice.
Our first game concludes 14-10, and I finished with 30 kills and 12 first bloods. This stat line alongside how vocal I was will already play a big part on whether or not I make this team. But in the very next game, I was put on Vice. I don't play this character, but I need to show my understanding of the agents in Valorant. I need a plan, but what can I do?
I have an idea!
Okay, although I don't play Vice, or the Sentinel class in general, I have an idea. I want to condition my opponent and mess with how they think. The plan is simple. For the next handful of rounds, I am going to make sure that enemy sees my flash somewhere near C. Every time I use it, it's going to look like I was trying to gather information. In reality, I am setting up a trap 7 rounds in advance. I am playing this defensive side like a game of chess.
I'm also going to condition pretty early that I'm putting my flash through this wall and I can get aggressive later.
Round 1. I start laying out the groundwork of my plan. The enemy hits the C site, but I only get 1 and we lose.
52 on site. NT.
Round 2. I make sure my enemy sees the flash, but we have no guns, so we lose. Round 3. I show the flash again. Later in the round, the enemy hits C. It's now my job to defend this push.
Keep flashing back site.
Hold on, flashing.
Yep.
One enemy remaining.
Flash water. Close. Nice.
Round 5. I make a plan for the next few rounds, and I show my flash again.
Okay, I have my ults. We're playing kind of full retake B, full retake C. I'll just maintain waterfall control. Both the ults from here are like brutal. When it comes to B, we can't give up A-Link though. That's the one spot they can dodge my ult from on the B retake.
Round 6. I show the flash, and now I get to put my retake plan into action.
I'm good. I'm backed up. Again, full retake. Wait, just maintain water. Just chill. I have ult. Wait, get ready. Everyone rotate here. I'm gonna ult as soon as the bomb goes down. Alright, let's go.
Flashing through.
Yep.
Flashing through.
One on ground. I think.
On site one, yeah,
One
I'm
enemy
dead.
remaining.
Someone's water.
Oh, he's on site. No, he's on site. Dead. Oh my.
Nice. Huge retake.
Round 7. It is time to reveal my idea from the start. I tell my team what I'm doing, and I make my move.
Alright, I'm doing my... I hope they don't, like, run me down this round. If they do, they probably get me, but... I think I'm conditioning my play, so I'm gonna do my thing.
Huge. Oh my god.
Spike down. C.
The round 7 setup worked like a charm. I could have gotten more, and to be honest, the only reason I didn't was because I got too excited and shot the neon way too early. Regardless, the observers were able to see that I was conditioning my opponent for this play 5 different times. With all that in mind, the game isn't over. It's not even halfway finished. Now that I've pulled off my setup, I now move to playing as unpredictable as possible. So for the first time, I move my flash to B.
They're like A-Link.
A-Link.
I think they're coming out B.
Oh, two more.
Round 9, I go back to C, but I have an idea to flank for the first time this half.
I got Vice.
Nice. That's very good.
Close.
Two.
That's bomb. I'm leaving. I'm gone. No, I'm gone.
Spike
I'm not even
down.
contesting.
Attack enemy remaining.
Nice, let's go.
To start the second half, I focus on playing a style to gather information on the enemy setups. I want to say out loud exactly what the enemy is doing. I want to show the observers that I can read my opponents. So in round 13, when my teammates go onto the A site with 0 resistance, right after I cleared all of C, I have a realization.
Yeah, I think they were stacked C that round, right?
B. It was B.
Stacked, yeah, okay.
I mean, based off the utils, most likely stack B. Technically, it could have been anywhere.
I think I've got an idea of how the enemy is playing. There are 3A, 1B, and 1C. If my team fights for rubble control hard later in the round, C should open up, and I can get a timing to surprise my opponent.
Oh, 54 rubble. Nice.
On him down.
Oh, I got baited crazy.
No one's on C. Okay, let's break down what happened. I assumed one player was on the C site, and when I heard the Omen teleport, it sounded like it either came from or was toward Waterfall. As the teleport finished, I heard footsteps running away. Seeing as the footsteps came from the teleport and at the same time it finished, I thought it would be safe to assume that Omen had left. In reality, there was actually 2 players at C, and they were both Waterfall. The Omen had teleported back site, and only after did his teammate begin to rotate. I began to walk up under the assumption that the site was clear, but I was met with a bullet instead. The thing is, I actually learned what the default setup was for the enemy. If Omen was Waterfall alongside Vice, that means B would always have a gap, unless you put Breach into A-Link. This isn't an unusual thing by any means, but we now understand the enemy setup. Neon and Fade fight for rubble off Rip, Breach stuns from A-Link and holds the B gap. Vice and Omen pivot between C and B, always keeping at least one player to watch for the lurk. I figured out my opponent's default all because of a single death. It's at this point in the game where my problem solving is at its best. I believe that there was a B trap ready to go, mostly because the enemy didn't fight for A or C. Because of this, I used my own thorn to deny any push into B, letting me peek out for some fights. I ended up being wrong, and the enemy was just playing super passive, but regardless, I was playing to counter what I had assumed to be the most likely play. I continued to make aggressive and awkward plays on the attack side, like going on a late flank in the post plant with an Odin.
I'm going on late flank. I'm going on a late flank.
Standing.
Breach low, breach low.
Top ladder for you.
One enemy remaining.
Nice!
Nearing the end of this game, I tell my team that I've got a plan for the last round, but in the meantime, I want to play a super reactive style.
I kind of want to bait. If they take A, I think we just re-clear. I don't want to run straight into Vice. I'll go focus on baiting out Vice utility. And if that doesn't work, I have a plan for what we do next round.
The enemy ends up not fighting for A, so we just speed up toward it, and for the first time this half, I get to fight like a duelist, entering and eliminating the only player holding the site.
Backside. Heaven.
Dead.
Swing out, swing first.
Yeah, both you fight him.
Nice!
Yo. Super fast B. Off rip, breach stun to the right to the red mark. You don't need to go any further, and then flash through the wall as fast as possible. Neon literally just keep running toward A link.
As I go towards C, my team doesn't quite do the play I was asking for, but we pivot through door and I get to make one final play to close out this map.
Launching thorns. No more thorns.
I'm holding water for myself. Nice.
This guy keeps fighting, bro.
I'm B still.
You're low, right? Just fight.
Not ready yet.
I'm late water.
Dead.
Shame. One enemy remaining.
Nice! Let's go, boys. GG.
I finished this game with 27 kills, 14 deaths, and 8 first bloods. I came in with a plan, and I proved that I understand how the other roles function, not just the duelists. I'm now being looked at as a vocal player who can think far ahead of just the round that I'm in. I'm not limited by short-sightedness. I had a plan, and I executed it.
The next day.
For the second day of these tryouts, I was put on Raze for split. The thing is, I haven't played Raze since I was running her on Ascent. With this in mind, I am going to need to keep my mentality in check at all times. I am going to make a lot of mistakes. I just need to make sure they don't define me this game. So when I start this game off by not noticing that I had 2 satchels that could have easily saved me, it's already a bad look. With that said, the very next round, I hit a pretty nice right click. It isn't anything special, but I find taking the time to appreciate the little things like a simple nice shot can help a whole lot.
One enemy remaining.
In round 4, I get 5 kills. Not an ace, 5 kills.
Grenade.
One's like close right, and one's down the box.
Guy's out.
You ready to flash?
Grenade.
No, nice nade, Ray. Remember this?
Down A.
So flash.
One enemy
Ace.
remaining.
Nice, awesome.
Boom.
The very next round, I get a nice 2 kills. Maybe I won't make as many mistakes as I thought I would.
Can you get ready to flash us? Not yet. Ready? 3, 2, now.
One's peeking out there.
Oh, I'm so. Oh my
Spike
lord.
planted.
Can't believe I flicked on my satchel. Care help? Oh, that? Yo, I flicked on my satchel so bad.
I mean, at least I got 2 kills. Surely I won't make the same mistake in back-to-back rounds.
Spike planted.
No satchel out. Yo, I'm just the worst with these, huh?
One enemy remaining.
Sticking.
Nice.
You grab
Nice
that.
round.
I did get 3 though. It appears that I have no idea how to use the satchel. This isn't exactly a great look, so when we retake A and I shoot this camera for absolutely no reason, and proceed to then majorly whiff on the breach back sight, it's not looking so good for me. But it's a new half. I can use this to reset myself and have a great performance on attack.
I could see heaven.
Yo, I satcheled on the berries? Am I destined to fail my satchels? Were all my attempts meaningless?
They were not! Their memory serves as an example to us all! The courageous fallen, the anguished fallen. Their lives have meaning because we, the living, refuse to forget them! And as we ride to certain death, we trust our successors to do the same for us! Because my soldiers do not buckle or yield when faced with the cruelty of this world! My soldiers push forward! My soldiers scream out! My soldiers rage!
You know what? At least I finally hit the double satchel. I've got a good feeling for the next couple of rounds.
Oh, he's in the... Wait, oh. He's stopping across. Raise lower, raise lower. 40, oh.
Okay. It may look as if I'm playing terribly this game, but to be totally honest, I am focusing on the mistakes a lot more than the cool plays. Most of my kills this game were simple but clean shots. I get kills with my ult in places that make sense, I'm catching opponents off guard, and I'm pushing the opponent without fear. With all that in mind, I want to leave you with what might just be the worst whiff of the game. A fitting way to conclude a match with so many mistakes.
Do we want to pivot A? You guys pivot A?
Oh, no, brother.
You know what? In the end, I played well either way. I now have one more game to leave my mark and show why I should be the Duelist player for this roster. For this final map, I get to play
Let's go!
I've played Neon before, and I'd like to think I'm pretty solid. So to close out this tryout, I want to leave an impression that shows just how dominant I can play. So to kick off this final map of Fracture, I decided to lead my team, not only in the fights, but in the strategies as well. Yes, I know Fracture isn't the map pool anymore. It's a tryout. With how common it is to have a breach player here in tower and stun to allow the enemy to take the initial space, I make the call to use my Brimstone Stim Beacon as it will give me just enough extra speed to beat out what would otherwise be an unstoppable ability. I make it past the stun, but funny enough, the breach actually missed his ability, so my teammate killed Neon for me. I then took this chance to run down the breach with my own stun, getting a free kill before finally clearing the last bit of the area toward Dish. Although this round is simple, I did only get one kill after all. I managed to take A main with my call, kill the enemy's best hope for a retake, and clear Dish. Although it won't show up on the scoreboard, I consider that an incredible round. So, in the very next round, a familiar choice of weapon catches my eye. Just like the Green Goblin mask, the judge is calling my name.
Hiding from who you truly are.
I'm out of here! I'm out of here!
Can you try and push them?
In this fourth round, I also get to demonstrate my ability to clutch in this 1v2.
Go bomb, I'm gone.
Last player standing. Fight black. Go, go, go! Here we go! One enemy remaining. I'm out of here! Fuck it! I'm out of here!
A clutch will always leave a good impression, but I also think my opponent didn't understand how to face my judge. As a bit of advice, you should not play in tower. Otherwise, you'll end up like this guy.
My turret just shot. Is it?
I do want to show that I'm able to use more than just a shotgun, so I'm just going to keep a rifle in my hand from now on. But I still got to make sure I show off my ult, even if it feels like another chaotic weapon, similar to the judge.
Fighting main.
Here we go!
I'm dead. That's bomb down.
Spike down.
Nice.
B.
You're good, you're good, you're good. That's all of them, that's all of them.
Okay, it's clear.
He flashes? Bomb?
One enemy remaining.
Nice. Nice round. Good flash.
At this point, I'm on a heater, and I'm not slowing down. My movement, aim, and positioning are on point.
I'll shoot.
Try and scale at the same time.
Basics.
Go, go, go!
Dark side.
Wait, we got
Wait,
go,
go,
go.
go!
Do you have flash?
Enemy remaining. Running low.
We come into the second half up 10-2, a pretty damn good start, even if we end up losing the pistol round. But, similar to the first half, I'm making calls. I decide to fight Dish with a delayed breach stun to try and catch one player off guard.
I'm out of here.
Yeah, they're not close. Just gonna grab Zerg.
I'm out of here. Stop it. Spike down.
If you have anywhere you to use it. That's bomb, that's bomb.
Judge.
Okay, I lied before. I decided to pull out the judge just one last time. And I gotta say, it was interesting.
More flash.
Holy shit. Tower 2.
We end up losing this round, and we actually only end up securing one more with my ultimate on this A retake. But after this, we begin to lose. I'm hitting some nice shots, getting shorty kills, and even clean retake entries, but it's all falling apart. The score is 12-11. Win this and we secure the game. Lose and our opponent successfully pulls off the comeback. So, for this final round, I make an aggressive A flank so I can try to close this game out in style.
Yeah, could be. Yeah, almost certainly Jen.
Nice.
Breach is having.
Blind default.
Breach is having. One's in default.
Tower breach still.
One enemy.
Nice, tower last,
Last
tower last,
tower.
tower last. We have one flash, that's it. Just guns out together. We're good. You should have a flash, by the way. There it is. Alright.
Nice.
So, after these 4 games, did I make the team? Yes, kinda. You see, I made the team, but I'm not playing for them, at least not anymore. If you want to see my journey to pro in Valorant and understand what exactly I mean by not anymore, you'll just have to subscribe. It'll only take you 1 second, but it would help me out tremendously.